What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Trippin with Trina. Because if I ain't talking about it, then baby, I ain't tripping. Y'all, this episode right here that I want to talk about, I'm calling it, and I wrote this down because I wrote this in my journal, and this is something I want to share with y'all that came out of my journal that I was thinking about. So this is like word for word out of my journal, y'all. So bear with me because I did not want to leave anything out when I'm talking about it. And some of these things that I'm talking about, look, I'm looking in the mirror. You understand? Ain't no judge zone, no nothing. You heard? Nothing. So I want to talk about, you ever heard of fair exchange, no robbery? So this is what I want to talk about. And I'm talking about it in this way because I want to know, is it fair exchange or are you getting robbed? Basically, what's the cost of staying? So you would know what I'm talking about. So today's topic, then when I was reading in this, it had me tripping. So I'm like, oh, I could do a Trippin' with Trina episode off of this. People go through it a lot. Again, I'm looking in the mirror at some things. So this topic had me tripping. You know, it's and I wanted to ask y'all something. So is it really a fair exchange or are you getting robbed? We all seen this before, right? And I'm getting to it. He pays the bills. He buys the purse. He buys the shoes. He takes you on vacation. Or she takes care of everything. She keeps the house together. She's always there when he falls. She pours into him. But somewhere in the middle of all of that, somebody is paying with their peace. Just to get that exchange, somebody is paying with their peace. What good is a designer bag if you cry every night? What good is a luxury vacation if you're getting disrespected the whole trip? What good is a financial security if you have no emotional security? What good is saying my man bought me this if he also tears you down every chance he gets, man? What good is it? All of that, right? You're getting robbed for your peace, all right? Now, don't get me wrong, fellas. Don't get me wrong, because it just ain't about the men. Y'all women do it too. Some women buy everything for a man, take care of him, and then use that to control him or remind him every chance y'all get. Control doesn't always come with yelling. Sometimes it comes wrapped up in gifts. Now, remember, I said I'm reading this I wrote this down from my journal because I was just thinking about it. And I'm like, control is both sides. And I don't like that. I don't like when somebody do for me and then you throw it in my face what you do for me. I didn't ask you to do shit, but you want to throw it in my face every chance you get of what you've done for me. And that makes me not want nobody to do a goddamn thing for me, especially if you're going to throw it in my face. And another thing I hate, and I'm going to get back on topic, but another thing I hate when I pour my heart out to someone that I trust and tell them things that hurt me or say something, and you use that to whoop my ass with it. You use it as a bat to beat my ass with it. You hold shit in the chamber so when you're mad, you bow, bow, you want to shoot it at me and hurt me with it. That's not fair. That's not cool at all. People stop doing that. Stop holding shit and then you get mad. Then you want to run your mouth and throw it in the person's face of something they done told you that might have hurt them, that might have damn near drove them off a cliff or anything. You don't know what people are going through. They just want to talk and then you take it and use it against them. Don't do that shit. That shit is stupid. Like for real, for real. So I think a lot of people stay because they're attached to the lifestyle instead of the relationship. A lot of y'all don't like who y'all with, but the look is so good. You just stand because of the lifestyle, not the relationship. You know, some of y'all are scared to lose the house, the trips, the money, the image. Sometimes we're so busy trying to look happy that we stop asking ourselves, am I really happy? Am I really happy? You got all this, everything, but are you really happy? Here's what really got me tripping, y'all, for real. People will say, well, he takes care of me, but does he respect you? Does he protect your peace? Does he speak life into you? Does he say your name instead of bitch, hoe, whore, stupid, ugly? Does he say your name? See, money can't replace a purse. Money can replace a purse. It can't replace your confidence after someone tears it apart. And I want y'all to answer this. I wrote down some questions. This was something that I did right now that connected to my journal. Is peace worth more than presents? So I want y'all to get in my comments and, respond to this after you hear it. But is peace worth more than presents? 2, would you rather have someone who gives you everything except respect? Everything except respect. Have you ever stayed somewhere longer than you should have because you like the benefits? So those are my 3 questions that, I just think some of us have accepted discounts on love because the gifts looked expensive. And let me say that for the people in the back. I think some of us have accepted a discount on love because the gifts looked expensive. Everything that glitters ain't gold, baby. That's what my grandma used to say. Sometimes it's just expensive baggage. Man. So tell me what y'all think. You know what I mean? Was it fair exchange? Or are you getting robbed of your peace? Because sometimes you have to think a lot of things that, like they say, glitter isn't gold. Everything that shine, you know what I mean? It ain't always good. The grass ain't always good. And a lot of us accept disrespect because of what the image is. And you can create your own image for $1.99. No, just kidding. Anyway, the point is, y'all, that kindness and gifts should never be used as currency to excuse disrespect or control. And I'm not saying that, I'm not judging at all about receiving gifts. It's cool, it's okay. But if it's not genuine, if it's something to control you, that's what I'm talking about. But if it's genuine gifts and this person is really doing it out of love, the kindness of his heart, and he honestly loves you, likes you, or whatever the case is, and not trying to use it to control you or throw it in your face what he's done for you, then to each his own. And this is both ways. It's, a man is just not the one controlling. A woman is the same way. So it's flip sides. You know what I'm saying? So basically, y'all, I'm just saying what I'm saying. This is something that I wanted to share. And, keep God first. Then prayers work. You know what I mean? Because let me tell you something. I done prayed a couple of them about my life. I did, and it worked. I went through hell and back in past relationships and things like that. Hell and back. You know what I mean? I've been in physical abusiveness, mental, verbally. You know what I mean? That shit is worse. You know what I mean? That shit fucks you up sometime to hear shit like that. But one thing, though, that I never let a person do is down me and make my self-esteem low. I've never had that to feel like, dang, am I like that? Fuck that. Chin up, baby. I done took a lot to the chin. A lot. But I still came out on top. You know what I mean? And I ain't saying it didn't hurt. That shit ain't no joke. But I'm here to talk about it. And then prayers work. I always kept God number one. And when it got to the point where people used to say, oh yeah, I would do this, I would do that. And I would say, nah, I'm going to pray them up out of here. I'm going to pray them up out of here. Baby, when I tell you them knees was ashy, and it worked, like maybe hours later it happened, and a couple of days later. But I prayed them up out. And trust me, them prayers work. So y'all keep God first, them prayers work. And you ain't got to deal with nobody disrespecting you, calling you out your name, making you unhappy. And I'm telling you, man, like Erica said, Erica Badu, treat your woman right, because the world is looking odd these days. I'm telling you. So that's all I got for y'all. Thank you for letting me share out of my journal. Tripping with Trina, y'all. And like I always say, I'm out.